Hello, guys. Welcome back to another prediction. This time we have President Joe Biden up against Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek, he's a businessman. He's about 37 years old, and he has just announced that he is running for president. He's a very, very young candidate, and he does have a lot of weird positions on the issue. One thing that I think will especially hurt him is his opinion on the Department of Education, which he believes should be completely ended. He thinks federal funding of public schools that should end. He disagrees with it entirely. So that'll entirely make him a terrible candidate. He won't win. Straight up against probably anybody, honestly. I think most Democrats will be able to beat him, even the terrible ones. So we're going to start off with all the safe states first. Even New Hampshire and Maine are considered safe states here. He wouldn't have a shot in, not even like a 1% chance of winning them. It really wouldn't even be that competitive. All right, the safe red states, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee. These states are just never going to be competitive anymore, even Indiana, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi. Honestly, I still think it would just be safe red in this scenario. Same with Missouri. These just a lot of Republican trending states. Okay, we're going to start off with the more safe blue states. So Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia, even Minnesota would just be safe blue in this scenario. I just don't think you would have great populist appeal. He's going to be immediately labeled as an elitist for that position on the Department of Education. I mean, they're going to hammer him over that. So in the states of Kansas and Montana, these would just be likely red states. Even South Carolina, only likely red. So again, he's going to severely underperform most Republican candidates here. He really wouldn't do that well. And we're going to start off with the next few states. Okay. In Maine second, he really wouldn't have a shot here as well. I think Biden would be able to narrowly flip this district because of his extreme policy positions. Okay, next few states, let's head to Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska. So with Arizona, it would just be likely blue. Again, if you run someone who's pretty much an extremist, like with how Blake Masters was, he's pretty far to the right wing of politics. Again, Vivek will probably be easily crushed here. In Nevada as well, I could see it just being a 4-point win for Biden. That's kind of how I'd see it. In Alaska, I believe he would underperform so badly that it would become a lean red state. He only wins it by 4. I just think Alaska's going to keep trending blue, and if it's a candidate like him, Vivek, he's going to severely underperform in Alaska. Only win it by a lean margin, which is pretty terrible for a Republican. Okay. In the Rust Belt states, he just wouldn't have a chance in Michigan. He would get blown out here. Wouldn't have a chance in Pennsylvania. He would also get blown out here. Wouldn't have a chance in Wisconsin. He would also get blown out here. So in these two competitive congressional districts, yes, you heard me right, two competitive ones. Nebraska's first would definitely go to the likely margin here just because of how much of an underperformance he would give as the Republican candidate. And Nebraska's second would just be safe blue. It really wouldn't be that competitive whatsoever. Okay, now we're just down to a few more states, Iowa and Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and Texas. Georgia in this scenario would nearly be a likely blue state. I just think it's a 4-point win for Biden. North Carolina is also around a 2 to 3-point win for Biden. In Florida, he still grabs it. I mean, Florida is just going to keep trending Republican, and I think it's going to be like the Republicans' version in New York at this point. So I think he'll be able to hold on here. And Iowa, again, it's sort of becoming like Missouri without only elects Republicans. I think he just barely hangs on in Iowa. But in Ohio and Texas, we'll go through them. In Texas, honestly, I could see Biden winning it against Vivek. I just think he's that appalling of a candidate to underperform so badly that he loses Texas to Joe Biden. And Biden's approval ratings are on the rise here, so it's not unseen of if it's a terrible Republican candidate like Vivek, that Biden could flip the state of Texas. Now, the state of Ohio, that's a hard one to predict here. I mean, it's really possible that Biden does, in fact, flip the state. But then again, it is Ohio. Has a lot of Republican trends. I mean, in this scenario, I think Biden wins a popular vote by like 8 to 9 points against this guy. So, if we do the math here, it's definitely tilt Republican. It could even be tilt Democrat. but just based off the trends here, I still think he pulls through a super narrow victory against Joe Biden. Biden could win the state. Maybe his position in Department of Education actually tanks him, though. So I could see it being tilt blue. Honestly, I think Vivek would just underperform everywhere. I really do think he would be the type of Republican to lose Ohio. He's just so extreme, his positions. He's literally like a clown car candidate. But yeah, I stand by this prediction. I think Biden would crush this guy. This guy's just a joke. But yep, that's my prediction. If it was these two candidates, let me know what you think of this in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.